everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to show a tarot deck that is quite unusual and it's not very well known, and that is the Tapestry Tarot by Yvonne Jensen. And this was created in 1995 and published by U.S.Games. And this is quite an unusual deck because it's one of the few decks that has artwork entirely created using textile art. So it's a very unusual deck, but I really like it because I find it's really good for working with the subconscious and the inner child. It's a difficult deck to find. It's probably out of print, and it would only appeal to some people more than everyone, but I wanted to show it because I don't think many people know about it or have seen the deck. So here is the box. On the cover, this is taken from the Sun card, and on the back you can actually see the Empress card. It does come with a little white book. The little white book is quite good, and it has a good description of her meanings for each card. But the only disappointing thing is that there is not a description in the little white book to describe what the images are actually about. So I would have liked that, but otherwise it's quite a good little white book. And I'll show you the major arcana first. Here is the back of the cards, and I really like the back of the cards. The deck is dedicated to the goddess Hathor, or Hathor, the Egyptian goddess. So that's what I think is on the back. So I really like the card backs. Now, my deck is trimmed because it came with white borders, and I found the white borders a bit distracting. So I trimmed each of the cards. So here is the Fool card. So it's quite an interesting deck when you realise that it's entirely created with using cloth and felt and wool and things like that. So it's a completely fabric designed card images. That's the Fool, which she calls the Tramp. High Priestess. The Empress is on the back of the box. It's a really unique deck, and it was really ahead of its time. This was created in 1995, before people were experimenting with tarot images in a big way. The High Priest, or the Hierophant. There's just something so haunting and thought-provoking about this deck. Justice. The Wheel of Life instead of Wheel of Fortune. And the Devil card. I really love the Devil card. It gives the devil a really furry sort of look. The devil is really furry, and the image is kind of subtle and hidden, which is what the devil energy is like. Gives it a kind of obscure look. The Star card, which is quite pretty. I love the pink and mauve down here. The Moon. The Sun. And she has an extra card in here for the earth element, which I really love. I like that. It's like a tree man kind of figure. So I really like this card. And what is a bit different about this deck as well, in the little white book, she mentions her own astrology associations. But what she does is she not only mentions a sign or a planet, but she has an association for each of the cards for each of the 12 houses of astrology. So that's really unusual. I actually didn't agree with all of them, being an astrologer, but I think it's interesting that she did do that. So now for the wands. So here is the Two of Wands. Seven of Wands. Page of Wands. Then Cups. Five of Cups. The Eight of Cups. And the Man of Cups, which is the equivalent of the King. She has Page, Knight, Woman and Man instead of Queen and King. So Man of Cups would be the same as King of Cups. It's a really unusual image, this one. There's people, a person on each side, and then the face of the Man of Cups, which is really thought-provoking. I quite like this card. I find it a bit haunting and unusual, but I like that as well. Man of Cups. Then Swords. Two of Swords. Eight of Swords. So there's the wrapping of cloth, as you do get in the Eight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords. I like this card as well. Then the Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. The images are really interesting in this deck. I do think it's probably some of the best textile artwork around. Page of Pentacles. So there's some of the cards of the Tapestry Tarot by Yvonne Jensen, published by U.S.Games. I'll put the details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.